everyone. So I'm putting a warning at the beginning of this episode because this episode has some sad thoughts in it. But I wanted to put it here so that you guys can see what entrepreneur life really is like when you're first starting out. And that if you ever feel like I felt in this video, that you have to keep going to see the brighter side of things. So thanks for watching. This one's hard for me to talk about, so I'm gonna, this is gonna be done in takes. I'm just gonna let you know. If you see hard cuts, it's on purpose, and when you start your own show, you could do it how you want to, okay? So anyway, hi everybody, welcome to Entrepreneurish. I am your host Ellie, and today we are talking about validation because I need that. Like, I thrive off of validation, and I started using the Peloton app maybe about maybe June. I think I have to go look at my app to see exactly when I started. But there's instructors on there that say like these really positive things that actually have helped me get through a lot of my moments. And one thing that sticks in my head is them saying validation is for parking. And I did a little YouTube short about that I'm gonna post right here, that I want you guys to watch, because no, for real, validation is for parking. It's not for you. You validate yourself. And I say that to myself all the time. And then keep searching for validation in other areas. And what's crazy is that I have asked God to raise my frequency. And in doing so, I have become hyper aware of all the shit that I haven't fixed, that I would like to fix about myself. Not saying that I need fixing. And see, that's another thing that they say in Peloton. You can be a work in progress and perfect how you are right now at the same time. And I don't give myself that grace. I say or. I'm either a work in progress or I'm perfect how I am. I don't say and. And that's been the biggest that's been one of my biggest realizations lately, is that I am very much an or person, and all the ors have been holding me back, is the best way I could say this. So on this episode, we're going to talk about validation and why we're seeking it. If you have a small business, you should be advertising on Entrepreneurish. Contact me. My links are all below. See you later. Here's my thing with validation. I liked school. I really did like school. And the reason why I like school is because I knew exactly where I stood. If I was doing well, I got an A. If I was doing poorly, I got an F. I knew exactly where I stood all the time. So getting out in the real world, and this was honestly my problem when I left college, was there is no A and there's no F in real life. It's just life. And they don't teach you that. They teach you to achieve and achieve and achieve and achieve and achieve for a grade, right? But they don't teach you how to achieve for you, or to achieve for who you want to be in the future, or to achieve for your future self. They don't teach you that. They strictly teach you, you achieve for this letter. because the letter defines you. This GPA, this average, defines you. That's how you get your job in the future and all this other stuff. And what we have all realized is that that's not true, right? It's not true at all. Dropouts are millionaires. A+ people are schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying? Like grades don't define who we are. So ever since I haven't had a grading system, I've kind of created my own grading system in my head. And the grading system in my head is like, if you're a millionaire, married, and have kids, you have an A+ life. Anything below that is not an A+ life. You have a terrible life. That's why I'm never really like happy or content with myself, because I don't feel like I have an A+ life. And even though I've achieved a lot, I haven't achieved millionaire, I haven't achieved married, and I haven't achieved children. So as long as those three things exist, I'm going to feel like a failure. And so when I sit down and I manifest, I am manifesting my A+ life. Girl, I've been, like, the reason for me doing the show is because I have been trying to be an entrepreneur since I was 20 years old. So 10 years of trying, and I'm still not an entrepreneur. Trying very hard. Trying very hard. Going on kicks and all kinds of things. Like, I have set up like probably 16 different businesses over the course of those 10 years. None of them ever did more than 2 sales. None of them. So millionaire for me seems unattainable because I just don't understand how you ladies like actually made a business. Like, it's baffling to me. Like, it's absolutely baffling to me that you found a way to get people to look at what you have to say, get them to buy what you have to sell, and then get them to come back and keep buying that shit, or get new people or whatever. Because I can't, I've struggled on those things. Holding people's attention, hell, holding my own attention on one subject has been hard. So I just keep trying different avenues to become a millionaire, because I was like, I know it's what I want, but like, how? My A+ lifestyle would validate me. And I really just realized that by like rambling for the past 10 minutes. It's like, the reason why I want to be married and have kids and be a millionaire is because it will make me feel like I matter. I feel like without being a millionaire, I don't matter. Who cares what I have to say, think, feel, whatever. Who cares? I don't have any money. So it doesn't matter. Like, and I've seen that happen a million times. My mom's been in and out of hospital, and because we don't have millions of dollars, it's always like, well, baby girl, the surgery is $75,000. So I don't know what you want me to do. Somebody gotta pay for this shit. And if you can't pay for it, I really don't think you're gonna be able to get the surgery. Or this treatment, your medication is $1,000 a month. They don't give a fuck. They don't care if you don't have the $1,000. Like, and like, I mean, they really, like, I mean, honestly, maybe the individual people do, but because the system that they work for won't allow them to do anything in that situation, it doesn't matter. So they don't care. Like, after a while, it's like, dude, I've tried so many times to make this shit happen without you having the money that it's pointless. And so I feel like I've wanted millions of dollars so that somebody would say that my mom's life mattered. My life mattered. Because what if I get sick? I don't have millions of dollars. I don't have $5,000. I don't have $1,000 down payment for you to treat me. So honestly, that means I don't mean shit. And it's like, okay, but if I had $1 million, validated. I actually mean something. Why? Because I can provide money to people. And if I provide money to people, people would be around. People would treat me how I should actually, like, God-given right to be treated. Like, they would treat me well because I have money. That's how it happens. You guys pay attention to people who have money. You guys pay attention to people with this background. Before this background, didn't nobody watch me? Didn't nobody watch me in my mama's basement? For what? For what? Because I didn't look like this. But now that I do, everybody's like, oh my God, Ellie's so cool. Bitch, I'm really the same fucking person. I've been the same person with or without this background. Ain't shit changed with my background, but now that my background changed, Ellie's cool. Okay. Well, I'm glad you finally know what I'm saying. Because I feel like if you validate yourself and really, like, it matters to you, like, cool, it matters to you, but, like, honestly, we live in a society. Like, we don't live in our own bubble, we live in a society. And in order to thrive in a society, people have to find you valuable. And so and that's value, the beast. God, I'm tripping over my words because I'm upset. But, like, being valuable to me comes from that, like, that's a validation. Like, being valuable is a validation. So being married would validate the fact that I'm, like, worthy of having somebody love and take care of me. Because of my past, like, I've never had that. So, like, for me, that would validate the fact that I deserve that. If that makes sense. Like, I could believe I deserve it for the rest of my life and die single and be 85 and single with no kids, and I wouldn't have validated. Like, I could be like, oh yes, I deserve to have that, but if I never actually fucking had it, do I actually deserve it? Is always the question. If I never had it, do I deserve it? Yes. Okay. But live my whole life and never get it, do I deserve it? Do you see what I'm saying? Because I keep seeing all these, like, videos from actresses, people who are like, no, you gotta validate yourself, you gotta give that to yourself, you're good morning gorgeous, you're all these people who do things like that where they're like, no, you gotta validate you. Girl, you could do that because there's millions of people who get up and look at you every day. It's millions of people that get up and look at you every day. You're already validated. The fact that, like, you have a K next to any of your social medias is a validation of how well you're doing. Without that, I can't say I'm a famous actress if I've never been in anything that anybody's seeing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, certain things, I'm like, it's cool to do it on the inside, but if it don't reflect on the outside, then, like, does it matter? Doesn't matter. Same thing with kids. Like, I don't know about y'all, but y'all ever seen an 80-year-old with no kids? That shit's sad. That shit's sad. I mean, I know some people might watch this and be like, oh no, that's my like, you're not a grandma. Like, how many of us, like, know old people who aren't grandmas? Grandfathers? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know none of those folks. And they'd be like, but, you know, you just be you. You just be you. You just be you. Well, being me obviously isn't, like, getting me anywhere. Or getting me any of the things that I want. But I guess my aha moment was the fact that it's like having these things validate are validations of what I'm feeling on the inside. But what I'm feeling on the inside needs to come first. But I also feel like, what's the point if it's not showing up on the outside? But what's crazy is what you're feeling on the inside is always seen. So I love talking to my sister. And shout out to all the people who have somebody who they can really just be themselves with. That's my sister. And she was talking to me today. And really she was just like, she was like, girl, you're always trying to have somebody like tell you you're the shit and like you're just the shit, like you are. I mean, like there's no one like you. No one has your name. No one has like the ideas you have. No one is you. No one achieves like you do. No one loves on people like you do. Like no, they just don't. Like they just fucking don't. You're in a league of your own. Being in a league of your own is like crazy because I'm by myself, so I felt weird as fuck. And I don't feel validated because it's not like I have like a team of people who are like, it's cool that you're weird as fuck. Maybe I do and I'm not paying attention to them. So yeah, manifesting myself, getting here, because I did a whole video on my manifestation methods, right? I did a whole video on that. It's easy to manifest in yourself. It's real easy because it's like change you. Right? Being a millionaire don't have shit to do with me. Somebody has to give me that money. Either individuals or one person. Right? So when I got out of college, I started working for this company that did fundraising for elementary schools. And with them doing that, I really like learned a lot because they did a lot of conferences. This guy was very into self-development. He wanted everybody in his team to be as developed mentally and emotionally as possible, because he was like, that is how I'm going to achieve, is if all of y'all are as full and fulfilled as possible. Loved it. Yeah. And one day he brought us this author of a book, and if I can find the book, I will, like, I have to go back and really kind of remember who this author was. He's in my emails, but I'll bring him up. But it was the first time I found out a person could be a company. This man wrote books, did podcasts, and was a this person was a company. People literally like pay him money for him to be him. And ever since then, that is all I have ever wanted, was to have a company where I get paid millions of dollars to be me. Unless I market myself appropriately and blase, I'm never gonna get that $1 million. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I have a problem with validation. Is for part, like, you just like need validation. Same thing with like getting married and have kids. That's based on somebody else. I could marry myself, cool, but like I'm not one of those people. Shout out to all of y'all who are, but I'm not doing that. I could adopt and all that other shit that single people do, but like, why? Why? I watched my mom be a single mother. Like, You think I'm gonna volunteer for that shit? Fuck you. Fuck you. And I tell you honestly, a lot of people don't volunteer to be single moms. That's circumstance, baby. That's not a choice. That's circumstance. And so for me, it's validation. Like, the only way that happens is if somebody wants to be with me long enough to have a kid and then raise that kid. Like, and it doesn't have shit to do, and then I guess it does have something to do with me because I need to be the type of person. But why can't I just be me? And like, if I'm just me, somebody should just like that, right? I don't know. This whole build yourself up constantly shit is bothering me because it's literally saying you're not good enough, which is not how I feel when I self-validate myself. When I say I am good enough, right? And then if I keep saying I'm good enough, but the world doesn't actually reflect any of that, then what is the point of me saying that? So this isn't really like a helpful episode. This is more so like, this mindset I have realized is causing me, it's making it hard for me to manifest because I don't believe. I don't believe I have a rat's chance in hell being a millionaire, getting married, or having children. If I'm completely honest, like, I don't believe I have a rat's chance in hell. Like, I don't. Like, I literally, like, I feel like Jesus will come back before any of those three things happen. And you know what? I have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with not having my own A+ life, with not achieving my own mental goals. Does that make sense? Like, I have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with that. But how do you manifest if the whole point of manifestation is to really, really believe that you have that thing right now? If you don't believe you're ever gonna have that thing, you can't. You literally can't. This is why I'm not a millionaire, married, or have children, because I literally don't believe it's gonna happen. So it's like I'm putting myself in my own hole, waiting for validation from other people, and from and also defining my life by these three principles. And instead of just being like I've always just wanted to be. I've always wanted to just be and have that be good enough. We live in a fucked up world where it's like never okay just to be you, unless, but I don't know. I think about the corn kid all the time. Oh boy, I had no idea. It was just talking about corn. I love corn. I love corn. That was truly him. He got famous as fuck off of that. Just loving corn. I think about this shit all the time. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I think about this shit all the time. Like, I'm out here trying. I'm trying really hard to become a millionaire. I'm trying really hard to have a podcast. I'm trying really hard to have an audience. And some of y'all just get it. Some of y'all just get married. Some of y'all just get kids. Like, it's just never been that easy for me. Everything I've ever wanted in my whole life, I've had to try super hard. And so then I'm like, now that I'm done trying, because I'm done trying, I am drained right now. Anyway, my point of this episode is me just letting y'all know, like, don't know. You can know something's true and not believe. That's it. So when I say validations for parking, I know that's true. I know it's true. But I don't believe it. So I shot this a while ago, and I wanted to put it in my show because I needed you guys to understand that becoming who you want to be is a process. And at this point in my process, I knew what I wanted, but didn't quite believe or know how I was going to get it. What is so funny is less than 90 days later, I know exactly how I'm going to get it. And I do know that I'm worthy of every single thing that I call my A+ lifestyle. So I'm putting this episode out here, even though it's incredibly cringeworthy to watch right now. But it's to show you guys that wherever you are in the process, that you'll get past that point. This too shall pass is what I was trying to say. And that will always be true. So if you're feeling like how I was feeling in this moment, like you cannot fathom how it's going to happen to you, but you know it should and that you do deserve it, keep believing that. Your life will start aligning that way. So don't give up, guys, and thank you for watching.